Hello, good evening, everyone, and we welcome you all to this 14th episode of our Meet the Alumni monthly series. Good afternoon to those who are joining from Europe and the east coast of US. A very good morning to those who are joining us from the west coast of US. So we have a lot of geographical distances today that we are covering. Today we have not one, not two, not three, but five Wonder Women who have joined us on this panel. So I would like to thank all of you for taking out time and joining us for this episode. We have engineer Saroj Pathak from 1969 Electronics and Electrical. She is joining from Los Altos, California, USA. We have engineer Namita Rawat, 1989 Electronics and Telecommunications, joining from Bangalore. We have engineer Mushk Mundiwala, 1993 Electronics and Instrumentation. She is joining from the East Coast, Connecticut. We have engineer Nikita Kumawat, 2009 Electronics and Telecommunications. She lives in Mumbai, but today she is joining from Delhi. And we have the junior most ever alumni on this entire series, engineer Medha Krishnan, 2010 Civil. She is joining from Bangalore. So thank you all for joining. From 1969 to 2010, so we have a spread of 41 years. There is nothing that they have common amongst themselves, but only one thing, and that is their love for the college, the connection that they feel with the institute, and that's why all of you are here. So without any further delay, I would ask our president, Engineer Shri Sandeep Kansal, for his welcome address and to briefly introduce our panel today.
Good evening, friends. A very warm welcome on behalf of SGSITS Alumni Association. I see a lot of stalwarts of GSITS joining the program today. Engineer Prakash Balirao, even Director Dr. Rakesh Saxena has also joined. So very good evening to all of you. Before I get to today's webinar, let me just tell you briefly about the activities of SGSITS Alumni Association. Annual general meeting of SGSITS Alumni Association was held on 6th of March. Other than regular affairs, election for the new team for 2022 and 24 was conducted. The team was elected unanimously, and the team is right there on your screen in front of you. As soon as the team took over, we got down to work. We have already conducted 3 programs so far. Within a week, we conducted a 30-hour graphathon with Pratibim, the Arts and Photography Club of our students of the Institute. It was a very festive atmosphere in the Institute. The footfall was more than 5,000 over 2 days. So young students, they carried on the painting for continuous 30 hours. Tomorrow, the Cultural Club of the Institute, Kshitij, is organizing a program called Kai Poche. It is a kite flying event along with live band performance, open mic, and a lot of other things. Then on 1st and 2nd April, eCell, the entrepreneur cell of the Institute, is organizing eSummit. The program is called Aram. On 1st and 2nd of April, they have a $1 venture. And on 3rd of April, they have an Ideascape, in which young budding entrepreneurs will present their ideas in front of the judges. So now coming back to today's webinar, we have a very elite panel today, starting with engineer Saroj Pathak. She is a veteran of semiconductor industry and has been director of many multinational companies, and she has got many patents to her credit. Then we have Namita Rawat. She has been a Cisco. She has been with Cisco for more than two decades. She has worked both in US and in India, and she is a fitness enthusiast, and she is into traveling and yoga also. Then we have Mushk Mundiwala. She has handled various verticals at insurance giant Hartfield, and she is on board of a panel which is promoting women in technology, and she is very fond of gardening also. So Mushk and Saroj ma'am are joining from US, Mushk from East Coast and Saroj ma'am from West Coast. Namita is in Bangalore. After a long stint at US, she is in India now. Then we have Nikita amongst the younger ones. She is from 2009 batch. and she is currently managing director of BW Technologies, which is an OEM involved in the production of mobile phone accessories. She is also looking after Ekmatra, a unique B2B commerce venture, and she is into traveling also. Then the youngest of the lot, Medha Krishnan. After doing her graduation from GSITS, she did her postgrad from IIM Bangalore, and she worked with United Nations and Government of India, and she has recently created a platform 1090, which is a solution which is designed to help schoolgoers to overcome the fear of mathematics. Someone like me. So it's a very strong panel, star panel for us today, and I won't take much time because you all want to hear them. So Ashutosh, carry on.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing. Medha is, by the way, daughter of engineer Avinash Krishnan, who is a pass out of 79 batch. He is a senior alumnus of SGSITS.
Thank you, sir. तो हमारे प्रोग्राम का फॉर्मेट would be conversational. We would like to hear from all of you, from our panel, that is. तो पहला 1 hour we would be having a chit chat with all of you, understanding from you your journey, the things that drive you, and a lot of other things also. And उसके बाद हम एक we can have open question answer session from our audience. So that is how our program would be flowing. I can see director of our institute, Professor R.K. Saxena sir, also he has joined. Welcome sir, good evening. आप एक दूसरे प्रोग्राम में थे, मुझे पता था, पर आपने वहां से भी समय निकाल के ज्वाइन किया, उसके लिए थैंक यू सो मच. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट. जैसा कि सबके मन में रहता है कि आप कॉलेज से निकले, व्हेन यू ग्रेजुएटेड फ्रॉम कॉलेज. सरोज मैडम ग्रेजुएटेड इन 1969, मेधा ग्रेजुएटेड इन 2010. So we would first begin to we would like to begin our session by understanding what and how your journey has been. So I think we will start with Saroj madam. She is the senior most, I should say. So let us start from her. Saroj madam, if you could just briefly tell us your journey till now, since you left GSITS in 1969, moved to US, and what happened. Yes madam.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me in this panel. Ashutosh, I have a request from you. Can you not call me madam? Makes me feel old. So just call me Saroj. And thank you for having me here, Dr. Saxena and the panel and everybody. It's just really nice to see everybody. My journey has been challenging, fun, interesting, all of it. But I'm 75, I've been around for 75 years, so I have a lot to say, but I'll try to keep it brief. Basically, at this point in my life, I am, what we call in our Vedas one prasthashram. So, that's the starting actually today. This year is my 75th year. So what I've been trying to do is just kind of pull back and give to my two homes. I have two homes. One is India, where I grew up and basically got my roots. And my second adopted home is America. And America gave me wings. It showed me how to fly and so on. So I tried to give to both. And I have a nonprofit called Explore Box. And my passion has always been science and kids. So we do lots of fun hands-on activities with the kids here in America. We do camps, we do summer programs, we do various different things. And there's no limitation. We do, we fly rockets to Mars, we crash land, we study butterflies. We even had models of coronavirus and how we can stop it. And just it's a lot of fun. And I also do with Kiwanis International. I also do with Los Altos Kiwanis. We do basically similar things. We give scholarships to college-bound kids. We do science stuff for kids who are underprivileged and so on. So with India, it's been interesting. I've been looking for some meaningful ventures, and hopefully maybe after this panel I'll get some more ideas. But so far I've been teaching physics to 10th graders in an orphanage school in Bangalore, and it's been interesting. It started by some doctors in UK, and they approached me, and I've been teaching science to high schoolers. I also recently started mentoring a third year student at GSITS. And I also mentor a couple of girls in Pune. So I'm just looking for doing more. So that's kind of where I am right now. My journey has just been, from GSTI, I had a Rotary International Scholarship. So I came to UC Berkeley. And this was like 50 years ago. It's kind of hard to believe. And haven't left Bay Area since. Got jobs in the corporate world and worked here for almost 40 years. And now I just try to give back. I'm open to any suggestions. So thank you.
Thank you. So 50 years has been a long time you have spent in US. So now we'll do a time travel, 41 years of time travel. And from 1969, now we will go to 2010. And let us hear from Medha. She is joining from Bangalore, 2010 civil. Medha.
Thank you so much, Ashutosh sir. It's really tough going after Saroj. I don't know what to say. My journey is so small. It's an iota of what Saroj ma'am just described. But I'll try my best. So right out of college, I got the opportunity to take part in the Teach for India Fellowship, which was teaching in government schools in Pune. And जब मैंने वो decide किया करना, I let go of my campus placement and I created a little bit of hangama in college. I don't know if I became famous or infamous, but कुछ तो हुआ था. But I'm glad I made that choice because I found my calling. Ever since I've been in education, and teaching in government schools really got me interested in understanding policy making versus execution. And that's how I ended up working where I did subsequently at the United Nations and then with the government of India, trying to understand कि इतना discrepancy क्यों होता है. In between all of this, I did my master's from IIM Bangalore, and currently, like Kansas sir pointed out, I am starting up. I'm raising my seed round, and the idea is to help children get over their fear of math and science. Whether they choose to pursue STEM or not is not really our concern, but the idea is that whatever little they learn, they should remember it for all of their lifetime. So that's a little bit about me, and thank you so much for having me. I'm looking to learn so much from the panel.
Thank you. Thank you. So from Bangalore, I don't know how far Namita ji lives from your place. So, but still from Bangalore to Bangalore and over to Engineer Namita ji. Namita madam, please.
Thanks, Ashutosh. Thanks to the organizing committee members as well for creating this platform and connecting us today virtually. Delighted to be here and excited to be part of the distinguished panelists. So I grew up in Indore and studied in St. Raphael's, did my engineering, and then I got married and we moved to United States in '92. And we settled in San Francisco Bay Area. And I started my career with Cisco Systems. It was a small company then, making routers and switches. And I was part of the core routing team. It was exciting, lots to learn. I did take lots of classes to keep up with the learning as well. And then I continued at Cisco and grew in my engineering leadership role. It was tough life though, raising 2 kids, managing home and work. It needed to, there was need to create a work-life balance. In 2008, we decided to move back to India after living for 15 years in the United States. And we decided to settle in Bangalore. And I continued my career with Cisco, changed into management position. So like Sandeep pointed out, I have about almost 15 years in Cisco and now in US with Cisco, and almost the same in Bangalore. Though I moved within Cisco quite a bit, but never exited Cisco. So after moving to India, actually, it really paid off. My mother, soon after we moved, my mother was diagnosed of cancer. And it really helped being there with her to help her go through the treatment and support her. And we both have, me and my husband both have elderly parents. So being in India helps us to be with them, take care of them. As for my hobbies, I love cooking and I like to try actually international cuisine. So if you want to try and be ready for my cooking and be a guinea pig for my cooking, please come over. Medha, you are in Bangalore, so let's connect sometime. And yeah, I think I love traveling, especially after moving to India. We travel quite a bit, almost touched 20 countries across 5 continents. I'm also a fitness enthusiast. I love to practice yoga and have been practicing for quite some time, quite a long time. Also enjoy my physical outdoor activities, and I'm like hiking and trekking, and currently planning for Annapurna Base Camp trek, which is exactly a month away. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here with all the panelists, and it's quite a lot of learning from each one of you. And I will also like to help in any ways, Medha or Saroj aunty, with your initiatives. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So now we go to the National Capital Region. Nikita is joining us from Delhi. She is based in Mumbai, but today I think she is traveling because of some work. So she is joining from Delhi. Nikita from 2009 ENTC. Nikita.
Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello.
so glad to be part of this conversation. It has been a very, let's say that the journey after college or from the college has been full of transformations. In fact, I see it that way. I had been a person who loved culturals, who loved communications, who loved, exploring interpersonal qualities. But at the college also, I understood how academic I could be because there were very competitive peers in the back. In 2009, I joined Tech Mahindra. That was the first breakthrough in process consultancy. Multiple companies. And I did my MBA after that. But I was always restless to try something new. And as I got married and I moved to Bombay, I was working with Ernst & Young that time. And it so happened that I was surrounded with so many entrepreneurs shared about new possibilities. That is back in 2015. In lunch times, in evening chais, there were like the plethora of ideas everyone was discussing, and I had the passion of writing, and I used to write poems, and I was fond of poetry back in college. I used to write it. And then I thought that in order to understand entrepreneurship, I would like to discuss or communicate with more entrepreneurs to understand how they're solving basic problems. And that is where I started my first venture, which was startupers.com. It was difficult to monetize in the start because digital media was not picking up that space. And we had like good competitors like Your Story, Ing42. But that is a really, that was very good experience of a 1-year journey. Then since then I did SoulFit. It was an activity tracker brand I launched on Amazon. It was the first D2C concept we were trying back then. And but after some time, then we had huge problems in import manufacturing firm in 2019, Mumbai Vasai, and we became strong in making power banks, chargers, audio categories. We started just exploring, and since then, I'm still enjoying it, and I really like that most of the employees are women, and that's my motto of life, to empower women and really take it to a next level. That's all, Ashutosh.
Thank you. Thank you. We are experiencing some internet problems at your end. So just try to be at a place where you get good connectivity. I think you are joining from a hotel at Delhi, I assume. So just,
Yes.
yeah. So try to be at a place where you get good internet connection. We were facing some problems. Yeah. So now over to Engineer Mushk Mundiwala. She is joining from the East Coast, Simsbury, Connecticut, and she has a lot of interesting things to tell us. So over to you, Mushk Madam, please.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am very, very fortunate to be on this panel today, but please make no mistake. All the deserving females from SGSITS, specifically from 93 batch, I'm representing them because they are as deserving as I am to be on this panel. And my journey, I don't think so it's going to be much different from any of the other professional women जिन्होंने अपना जर्नी बेटी से लेके डायरेक्टर तक बड़ी जद्दोजहद से कंप्लीट किया है. So it's going to be the same journey from me. I am from बुरहानपुर. आप लोगों को पता ही होगा बुरहानपुर जहाँ पे ताजमहल बनने वाला था. So that बुरहानपुर. My father is a farmer. My mom is a housewife. And they both, in spite of not being very well educated, always wanted to see me a successful professional. और आज उन लोगों की दुआओं की वजह से I am here where I am. PET में selection हुआ, me and my brother both got selected, and I have seen my dad being more happy for me than my brother. Belonged to a conservative Muslim family and got all that love and support from my family is really very, very fortunate for me. 1993 में graduation complete किया. Then I did a lot of career path. What do you say? Like, कौन सा करना है, क्या करना है? I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I started with startup. Over there, circuits we used to make for vending machines. Then I tried to be a marketing executive, doing all the marketing for switches and network products. फिर थोड़ा पॉलिटेक्निक कॉलेज के अंदर एज ए लेक्चरर काम किया. ऐसे छोटे छोटे बहुत सारे काम किए. इन अदर वर्ड्स पहले 5 साल बहुत पापड़ बेले. तो वो सब साथ में हुआ. एंड देन magic happened. Y2K, yay. So Y2K की वजह से then we got the opportunity to come to US. At that time, me and my husband, we both work in Tata at that time. And now also we work in the same company. So that's a different story. We will talk about that later sometime. But हम लोग यहाँ पे आए. 6 years तक as a consultant in Tata काम किया, developers के तौर पे. Then moved to American company, which is the Hartford, and still working in the Hartford. अभी Hartford में क्या किया, बहुत सारे roles किए यहाँ पे भी, starting from a developer, test lead, application ownership, program management. At one time, I was owning 119 applications of the Hartford. So lot of learning. And then I got an opportunity to be a quality director and system lead from agile perspective. वो किया. फिर सोचा कि 20 साल से IT में है, बहुत कुछ कर लिया IT में. Let's try to see something from a business perspective. So I tried, and in Hartford, within Hartford, right now I'm working as a strategy and optimization director. So काफी interesting journey रहा है, and I have no regret, but I can tell you that it is not an easy journey. So looking forward to discuss all that.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. So here we had a quick round of introduction, you can say, or to know our panel. Now we will take some more questions before we can move to our audience who would like to ask their questions if they have. We invite questions, so you can type your questions in the chat box. आप लोग अगर आपको किसी स्पेसिफिक हमारे पैनल में से किसी से पूछना है तो आप वो भी लिख सकते हैं, किसी से आपको क्वेश्चन पूछना हो तो. After about 20-25 minutes, we will take open question and answers from our audience. Yes. So I would just like to go once back to Saroj madam and just try to understand. आपका इतना बड़ा, you have been almost 50 years over there in US. You have seen everything. So this is a difficult question to ask, but how was your initial period in the US? I think it must have been full of struggle, full of challenges, because back then it was not so easy as we now see that it is. 50 years ago, going to US as a woman, how difficult it was.
Well, I think it's just totally changed now. Well, when I came here, this is like pre-internet, pre-cell phone, and so on. So I came on a Rotary International Scholarship. I was young and probably too naive, but you could say stupid. I knew nobody in US, and so except one. So I knew, I don't know if Amrish is here, but anyways, I knew Amrish Sethi. He was 1 year senior to me. And this is before cell phones or anything. So I had just asked him if he can find a place for me to stay. And he had agreed that I'll find something. And just on that faith, I shows up in San Francisco. And I was thinking the other day, what if he didn't show up? There was no other way for me to connect to anybody. But anyways, he showed up and he took me to his friend's house. And Hira, she was just gracious host. I'd never seen her before and never talked to her before, but she basically took care of me for several years. So I think I was very fortunate that I just found right people at the right time. So very grateful. But the surprising thing at Berkeley was coming from GSTI. GSTI, there were 5 women at that time in the whole college. And I assumed that I come to Berkeley, the best place for technical learning and so on. There would be a lot of women. It turned out in the Quarry Hall, that's the electrical and computer science building, there was no other woman. And that was a shock. So then on, the journey just went on. Like when I applied for jobs, I purposely did not put Miss in front of my name. So people did not know Saroj is a man or a woman. So automatic assumption was Saroj is a man. Yeah. And I remember one engineer I became really good friends with later, and he interviewed me, and he saw me, and then he went out of the office, told his boss, wow, she's a woman and she knows everything before I finish my question, she knows the answer. Mm-hmm. But people would be shocked. People will call the phone in the office, like when I was working at Intel and so on. And may I speak to Mr. Pathak? Well, this Miss Saroj Pathak is speaking, and they won't believe it. They just assume that I would be a secretary. Yeah. So there are things like that. But in spite of all of that, I would say I had plenty of support, plenty of respect, and just it has been fun. It has been a fun journey. No complaints at all. So thank you, Ashutosh. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. True. Thank you. So, as they say, in the end, whatever remains are only the memories and only the learnings that you take out from your life. So I would just like to ask any one of you that wants to chip in, that what were your memories or incidences from GSITS any particular memory that you remember which helped you in sort of shaping you or driving you even today, that drives you even today? Any such memory, any such learning that you have had from college? I know it has been a long time. Even Medha has had 12 years since she graduated from the college, more so for every other panelist. But any key memory, any key learning, any incidents that you remember from the college that still drives you? So I don't know. I will go to Namita madam for her in memory that she would like to share with us?
Thanks, Ashutosh. Yeah, memory is certainly fading now after 30 plus years from graduating from college. Nothing specific that is, kind of driving me now, but there are some fun incidents that, or the cultural events and the carnivals that used to happen in GSITS, which used to be an annual event. I don't know if it happens now, but it does. Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. But I remember cultural event की practice के लिए girls के लिए तो एक ladies room ही रहता था. तो वो एक center table बीच में रहती थी, उसको भी side में push करके और वहीं सब practice होती थी classes के बीच में. But I hope that has changed now. And actually carnival भी हुआ करता था. I don't know अभी होते हैं कि नहीं, but उस समय I remember हम final year में थे, तो सब लड़कियों को साड़ी पहनने का मौका मिलता था. और जो कार्निवल के गेट होते थे, I think those used to be spectacular. Lot of effort used to go into it. हमारे फाइनल ईयर में तो एक स्कल बना था और उसमें से सबको जाना था अंदर to get to the carnival. So and I think that was a lot of effort. I guess सारे civil engineers उस year pass हो गए होंगे because the structure they had created and it held up. We could all go through the gate and the skull gate into the carnival. So yeah, these are the things that I remember. I think we had some food stall also. कोई एक लड़का आया था, हमारा वो था pyramid मारने का. तो उसने एक दो try किए और फिर वो ball लेके ही चला गया था. He ran away. So we didn't have anything to. We were scrambling कि क्या करें, कैसे continue करें. So these are just fun memories that I have. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
वैसे तो हम सब पैनलिस्ट को बुलाने से पहले उनका एक बार बैकग्राउंड चेक जरूर करते हैं, जैसे सब जगह होता है बैकग्राउंड चेक. तो पर इस बार हम थोड़ा कुछ मिस कर गए. मुश्क जी, मैं आपसे मैडम आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, हमको पता पड़ा आप कुछ पिटाई विटाई किया अपने कॉलेज में किसी की, तो वो हमको बाद में पता पड़ा. हमारा बैकग्राउंड चेक थोड़ा काम नहीं आया वहाँ पे. तो हमारा पैनलिस्ट ऐसा है जिसने कुछ मार पिटाई की बाहर के लड़कों की, वो क्या इंसिडेंट था?
Okay, so I have to share that now. And actually, when you said like, kuch memory hai kya? So I am still living in that world. The 4 years of college, oh my God, dawn of 1993. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you for saying that. So this is a very interesting memory. And I don't know if I can say that has helped ke mera career banane mein and all, but I think that is what my image is, right? So I can tell you what happened is, हम लोग our was the first batch जब नया girls engineering hostel बना था, and we moved to the hostel. And you guys have to imagine, I know all are from GSITS, so अपना campus है, and this is like 4 boys hostel here and there is a girls hostel. And now right now I think there is a wall in between. So if director sir is still there, he will remember that wall. When they were building it, boys hostel boys used to come every night and break it. So वो wall इतनी बार टूटी है, because they wanted easy access to come to the girls hostel. So it was so much fun that every night there was a hole in there, and next day then I don't know how we built it again and again. So anyways, long story short, हम लोग शाम को मेस का खाना तो पतली दाल और वो सब होता था, तो शाम को सामने विनय विमल करके बिल्डिंग है, तो वहां पे नीचे ग्रोसरी स्टोर था. So we used to go and get some baked samosa or something. So me and one of my friend was going there in the evening. और अपने कॉलेज के पास में एक मिल है, मालवा मिल. So वहाँ के बच्चे, वो लड़के जो काम करते हैं, वो साइकिल के ऊपर से यहाँ से शॉर्टकट लेके जाते थे कॉलेज के कैंपस में से. So they used to always say a few things and just comment करके जैसे normal होता है वैसे, right? So that day he commented something and then he went in front and started थोड़ी बदतमीजी करने लगा. So मेरे साथ में जो मेरी friend थी उसने बोली चल मुश्की वापस जाते हैं. And by the way, everybody calls me Mushki in that world. So it's like मुश्की वापस जाते हैं. मैंने बोला बिल्कुल नहीं जाएंगे वापस. I went and I pulled the cycle back. As soon as I pulled the cycle back, cycle तो रुक गई, वो बंदा एकदम घबरा गया. And I giri cycle and I was standing on the cycle and my friend was saying like, let's go, there is nobody because it's evening, right? So campus में कोई भी नहीं था, college hostels के अंदर सब boys hostels थे. मैंने बोला no, run, there must be some boys standing in Vinay Vimal, उनको बुलाओ. So long story short, right? Within no time, all the boys hostel, they got this opportunity to show off to two girls from hostels, right? So लकड़ी लेके सब चीज जो भी उनका होगा, they came and उसकी इतनी पिटाई की. Means basically I think 2-3 थप्पड़ हमने भी मार दिए थे, लेकिन ज्यादा तो बॉयज हॉस्टल ने किया था, लेकिन नाम हमारा डॉन कर दिया इन लोगों ने. But I could not forget that incident and there are many more incidents. So I have very fond memories of these 4 years and yes, वो सब 4 साल ने ही बनाया है मुझे जो भी बनाया है आज. So yeah, very thankful to our college.
तो पहले आपने पिटाई करी और फिर अब आप एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस का काम देखते हो यूएस में.
इसीलिए तो पता है हमारे जैसे हो गए ना.
So that's how this memory shaped you. So
yeah, maybe.
Right. So
We can't hear you.
Yeah. Now we would just like to move to Medha and Nikita. So this is often a predicament that we face कि जो बाद की batches है, let us say 2000 onwards, those are not very well connected to the alumni network or those batches. Even I am from that batch 2009. So those batches don't have that level of connectivity that the maybe our senior batches share. अगर आज की भी हम ऑडियंस में देखेंगे तो मोस्टली आर फ्रॉम 80s, अर्ली 90s. सो व्हाट इज द डिफिकल्टी या क्या चैलेंजेस है, हमारी बैचेस क्यों नहीं कनेक्ट कर पा रही है कॉलेज के साथ, एल्यूमनाई नेटवर्क के साथ? दैट इज व्हाट वी जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज वी हैव बीन ट्राइंग टू think on this issue for the past 4 years at least. Sandeep sir has been thinking on this issue for I think 8 to 10 years now, but somehow we have not been able to crack this. So what do you think, what are the challenges that we have, especially the later batches? So I'll just start with Nikita and then we will go to Medha. Maybe a short 2 to 3 minutes answer.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Network okay?
Yeah.
Checking in. Okay, fine. So there is no very straight answer to that. I think we chatted about it off late also, that it's probably the phase of life we are in. But I do miss that there could be a platform, an active platform, where it's just not an informational one, but it engages also. Okay, so I am not aware if other colleges are able to do it, but we have to have that platform. One minute. I had just taken a risk to do this call from a hotel and I am having first the network issue and then there's like other issues coming up.
Go ahead.
So let just Medha speak up and then I'll find a better place then.
Okay.
Yeah. So quick thing, right? So when I was talking to my friends about this, we figured, as in we didn't know that, there was an email. So apparently there's an email thread, there's a email group for the alumni, right? A lot of us are not even a part of it. So like expecting us, and so two parts to this question, right? One is, are we connected amongst ourselves? I think internally sabke dost hai, all of us keep in touch, we all know what's happening, and like we reach out to one another for help and stuff like that, career wise and personally and stuff. But when it comes to alumni, I think the challenge really is none of us are connected. So that first step is only missing. And if me or any of my friends wants to get into the network, we don't know how to. So jaise ye event jo ho raha hai na aaj, I think there was an email that went out, right? I also did not receive the email, so I'm not a part of the the group as well. So वो तो आपने WhatsApp पे भेजा इसलिए पता चला. But so yeah, so there are things like this. So I think if we figure this out, then you'd see increased engagement. And the other thing that I feel, so if I were to compare GS with the Bangalore, IIM Bangalore network, the difference really is that when the alumni seek help, so when the young alumni seek help, the database is searchable. So it's easy for me to find people by hobby, by profession, by, by their location, geography, whatever, and then reach out to them. So something as simple as a searchable database is a good starting point for alumni to then first connect and then want to give back, because give back is difficult if you have not taken anything from the network, right? So that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you. So probably you're not getting the mails because I don't know, we will see, because you may not be the alumni member, but I'm sure you might be, because you must have taken membership while you were in your first year. And on the database, I would like to inform that that is one thing that the association is actively pursuing, to make the entire database for all our 15,000 plus alumni who are spread across the world. We are trying very hard to make that database. So surely next maybe 1 or 2 years, you would see a more robust database. That is what I can say. Saroj madam, I was just looking at the picture behind you, and I could see, is that Everest?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so is this what you do apart from your work, and what are your things you like to do apart from your regular work?
Yeah, well, too many things that I don't work anymore. So whatever I do is just fun stuff. So yeah, so this was actually for my 70th birthday. That was a big challenge. So we did the Everest Base Camp trek, and it was hard, but it was a lot of fun. I would recommend it to everybody. And Namita, you will have great time on Purna trek. Just do it. So yeah, so basically I love to hike and just natural stuff and swim and, then play with kids. And so just fun. As I said, one Prasthashram is fun. So
yeah.
just try to.
So I would just like to ask this question to maybe Namita madam also, and Mushk madam also, that what are the things that you do apart from your regular work? So to say, what drives you apart from your usual stuff that you do?
So it's for me, it's definitely fitness. Like I mentioned, I really enjoy yoga. I wake up to do yoga, however tired I may be. I do get up and do my practice my yoga regularly. And yeah, I think the physical activity, outdoor physical activity, and the nature, I enjoy that. And also, I mean, anything that makes me move and groove. I've done a lot of Bollywood dance. I've learned Latin dance, salsa, bachata. Yeah, so I think I'll say anything that makes me move, physical activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mushk madam, we were seeing some YouTube video of you where you were comparing gardening and how gardening helps in your work. So, is gardening your passion? You like to do gardening?
किसान की बेटी हूँ, तो gardening automatically वो खून में है. So yes, I love to do gardening. But I started like small, and now I have grown quite a bit. So I try to grow all vegetables possible, a lot of flowers. You will find me talking to my plants. So that is one thing. But apart from gardening, I also, means fitness is, yes, I run and I have some half marathons under my belt. Right now I'm starting again to do 5K, 10K and all that. So, but all ye sab ke alawa bhi, you know what, I personally focus on being a good human being. So, and that you can do for many, many things, right? But my focus is to help the females who needs me. if they want to smile, if they want to laugh, if they need help, I try to be available for them. So people say I am approachable. So I don't want to brag myself, but yes, I am approachable. If you need my help in any ways, I will help you. There is no one thing that you can reach out to me and you will hear no. So that's what I like to do, and that's what motivates me, and that gets me going, right? Kaam to chalta hi rahega. So calm will never be an excuse for me that I am very busy at work, so I will not be social or I will not help. So ladai bhi bahut karti hu. WhatsApp group ke upar you can find that from my group people. I'm always active in any ways. Either it is fun, or if it is fighting, or if it is just normal chit-chatting. So yeah, I do all that.
Yeah. So moving over to next theme that we always like to bring up in all our alumni episodes is one thing that आप कैसे alumni network के साथ, college के साथ, college के students के साथ कैसे आप जुड़ना चाहेंगे? What are your suggestions? Do you have anything in mind? Of course, it does not have to be monetary. We are not looking at monetary things. We are looking at your expertise, your experience, your time, your knowledge that you can share with the alumni network or with the students or with the college in general. So that is one thing that we would like to know from you. So I think we would like to hear this thing from all of you. So let us start with Medha. Yeah, if you could just tell us how you would like to connect with the alumni and the college and the students.
So with the college and with the students, happy to, if anybody wants to pursue an off-track career path, looking for support with getting into work streams where you need a lot of mental strength to pursue because society generally stands against. Happy to help students think through those things. Happy to help with internships at my startup, in my ecosystem here in Bangalore, in the social space and social impact, all of that. With the alumni, if there are ever any sessions around how to fundraise, how to build startups, if anybody, like I'm looking for a mentor, so if anybody can give me advice, I'm happy to take all of it. So that's how I would love to engage.
Okay, over to you, Nikita.
It's my third opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
Generally, I'm a very lucky girl, but I don't know what is happening today. 3 times I got interrupted. Okay. So I think with the expertise I have, I am very much passionate about building a startup or a business or problem solving. So I can help in incubating an acceleration program in college where specifically all the girls or the women participate. And secondly, I am interested also in supporting some cultural activities because I really feel that is what have helped me to nurture my skill set. So वो काफी अच्छा रहता है from the place we come from, and college it gives that opportunities. Like I am a very much a stage person. और आयाम नहीं होता अगर GSITS में तो मैं निकिता कुमावत नहीं बन पाती. So मुझे बहुत लगता है कि business startups, mentoring, even angel funding I've just started doing in Bombay. I would love to do it with the all the people from my college, and yes, cultural activities, full support from me.
Okay. Namita madam.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with my personal experience. हम जब US में थे तब हमें पता पड़ा था कि जब पहुंचे थे तो सरोज हमें पता पड़ा था कि सरोज आंटी सबके लिए सब GSITS पास आउट्स के लिए दिवाली फंक्शन होल्ड करती हैं. So it was really great that she took that initiative. and connected us all together. Diwali function used to be a very elaborate puja at her house, a nice sumptuous meal, and she even arranged for firecrackers. वहाँ banned रहते थे firecrackers, but we still could get fuljadi and anar, and we played with those firecrackers near her swimming pool. So with her initiative, even like this was even 30 years ago, and it is still continuing. Even in pandemic, we met virtually for Diwali Puja. So that initiative she took, right? We got to meet a lot of alumni folks, and that relationship, that bond is still continuing even after 30 years. So coming back to the question, I feel if people like kids now or the students from GSITS, if they're coming to Bangalore, I am not aware, I am not in touch, right? So if we can have some database, if we can create some program or a structure where these students can come or have an access to and reach out to, that will be great. So, and I'm happy to help in any ways I can. But it will be good to create this, and not just in Bangalore, but it could spread again to multiple cities, and not just nationally, internationally as well. So yeah, I think if we can put some structure, create some support group or support forum for these students coming out of college, looking for work, any mentoring or guidance, I'm ready to help.
Yeah, thank you. So Alumni Association, I would just like to add over here that Alumni Association right now is actively working on formulating chapters across the cities. So in the big cities like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Raipur, Bhopal, Jabalpur, these are few cities, and maybe a chapter or two in the US also. So these are the areas where we are trying to establish chapters of alumni so that they can meet there, they can interact there, and sort of bridge the geographical divide that we are facing right now. So that is one thing that is going at present in the association. Yes, so over to the East Coast, and Mushk madam, if you could just share your thoughts, how to better connect with the alumni and the college and the students of GSITS.
Yeah, so I think I was going to talk about the chapters that you're talking about. हमारे यहाँ के college एक batchmate ने start किया है US का alumni group. It's building up now, but I think if we can formally roll out the chapters, that is going to be very helpful. And from my perspective, I would like to give back, because as I said, whoever and whatever I have today, it is because of the college, right? So from a mentoring program, if we can start, right, we can say if you want to mentor. And from my experience, I know when I was in college, I was very confused as to what I want to do in future. Means I know the millennials today and Gen Z and all, they think a little differently, but still, I think those kids, I have kids, college going kids, right? So they don't know what they want to do, and whether they want to pursue the education, whether they want to go for something else. So real world का जो experience नहीं मिलता है ना उनको, तो that itself, all the alumni can help them, right? Whatever they want to take it, maybe we can have a forum or a mentee mentor program where we can have some connect and they can directly connect with us. I think I am open for that. Want to help, want to talk. हमेशा networking help करता है आज के ज़माने में. So I will be always available if you would like to do that. Please include me.
अभी डायरेक्टर सर है हमारे बीच में ही. डायरेक्टर सर का ये एक ड्रीम है. ही इज वर्किंग वेरी एक्टिवली ऑन दी मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम, जैसा कि काफी सारे आप लोगों ने उठाई ये बात. तो सक्सेना सर अभी आई थिंक ही हैज लेफ्ट और ही इज स्टिल इन द मीटिंग, बट he has this dream since last 2-3 years. सक्सेना सर है. यस सर. सो जब सर से हम बात करेंगे तो he would throw more light on this mentorship program जो उनका ड्रीम है और जिस पे वो बहुत एक्टिवली वर्क भी कर रहे हैं. तो जब हम सर की बात सुनेंगे तब आई एम श्योर ही विल apprise you of the current status for the mentorship program. We move on to Saroj, madam. I will not ask this question how you would like to connect with the college, because you are very actively connected with the college as of now also. आप 2 से 3 interns के साथ आपने mentorship आप दे रहे हैं. You are very actively involved with the girl students of the college. So I would just like to ask a different question to you, that after all these years, when you look back, are there any disappointments that you have? I'm sure you that is a not a very polite question to ask, but do you have any disappointments looking back?
Well, that's a tough question. Of course, there are lots and lots of disappointments. There has to be, right? Like life is not a straight line. But yeah, so I don't know how to answer that. Yes, there are a lot of issues. I wish I had done it differently. But you can't look back and say, you cannot look back and then analyze yourself. But I would like to say that overall, what SGSITS, the college foundation, gives you, it stays with you for a long, long, long time, and that shapes you what you are. I would like to add that the mentorship is really critical. I wish I knew what I know now. I wish I knew when I was 21 or 22 or 23 years old. So it would have been really nice if there was some professional woman who's gone through it and who I could talk to. And so I think the mentorship program is critical. I'm going back to the same thing everybody else is saying, because I missed it. And I know almost everybody misses it. And I want to say one thing. There is a program through Stanford. It's called Mentor Connection, and it's a software. You sign up, you put in as a mentee or a mentor, and you just put in all your requirements, what you would be like. It's a mentor. I would say, who would I want to mentor? And as a mentee, then the mentee puts in her or his requirements, what they would want to do. And the software matches them. And through that, I have mentored at least 4 or 5. I usually select professional women. So I've mentored several professional women, not necessarily Indian, Asian, American. And the nice thing is what they get benefit from is different than what I get benefit from. I have lifelong friends, younger friends, next generation friends, and they got what they needed at that time. So I think it's really important to have somebody to look up to. And that's one thing I regret that I didn't. So I think that's all I have to say.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. Now we can take a few maybe audience question. So audience, if you want to ask anything, if you have any comments, if you have anything to ask, the questions can be general in nature, or if you want to ask any specific questions, you may do that as well. We have question from Jay Gupta to Namita madam. He is asking कि generally जो आपने path चुना वो काफी कम लोग they go on that path कि आपने US में 15 साल रह के then you decided to come back to India. So what made you take that decision, and how difficult it was to for you and for your family, for your kids? If you could just tell us a few things about it.
Thanks, Ashutosh. So yeah, I think it was a tough decision. Looking back, I feel might have been a little whimsical as well, but no regrets. We moved in 2008 after spending 15 years in US, and completely uprooting ourselves and moving to a place where we knew no one, no family, no friends. It was scary. There were a lot of apprehensions. especially for kids. We were quite settled there, right? Had a decent, good house. Kids were well adjusted in school. School was just 5 minutes away. And then we moved back to Bangalore, where definitely infrastructure was not up to the mark. Kids had 45 minutes ride to school, which was a dirt road. I mean, I really felt bad in the beginning, but kids were very resilient. They just adjusted. My son would come back from school. He'll leave at 7, come back at 5, throw his backpack and just grab some milk and run away to the playground to play with the kids. So it was, I mean, we were apprehensive, but kids adjusted well. We went into a society or community where we had like-minded people. Kids found like-minded friends. So it worked out well and no regrets. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So ये एक जनरल क्वेश्चन रहता है अभी भी चैट में. Many people are asking on the same lines that how difficult is to maintain the work-life balance. I know it's a cliched and a rhetoric type of a question, but how difficult it is to maintain this work-life balance, especially for a working woman. So I want to understand that, but we would just like to know more from you on this. So maybe Mushk ji, if you can just throw in with your thoughts on this.
Sure, I can definitely. And I think I touched upon this, like it is not easy, but at the same time, it is not difficult as well, right? You have to give up something and you have to set your priorities. But एक बहुत अच्छी story I'll tell you, the way I decide on work-life balance, because you know what, being a mom, you want to be there for your kid when he's playing games, right? तो वो बच्चा गोल करता है तो वो गोल के लिए हैप्पी नहीं होता है. He turns back and wants to see मेरी मम्मी ने देखा कि नहीं, right? And that is what you miss when you work, right? And you have to give up something. But then how do you decide? Because you have important meetings at work. You have to balance home and cooking. You have to check your kids. How do you do that? So I don't know, means if you guys have heard about that, the crystal theory. So the way I decide is any event that comes to your life, either office ka ho ya bacche ka ho ya kuch bhi ho, right? You consider that as a ball, right? So now consider that as a ball, and that ball is either a crystal ball or a rubber ball. Okay, so let's take an example. Like I have a game that I want to go to watch my kid at 3 p.m. However, I have a meeting which I need to attend. What do I do, right? As a mom, I would say that, okay, consider that event as a ball. If you are going to drop the ball, it will either break because it's a crystal ball, or it is a rubber ball, so it will bounce back, right? So bounce back means you will get an opportunity again. So it is a normal game. It happens every week. Yes, you want to be there every week, but because it is going to bounce back, it's okay to let it go and go to the meeting, because meeting is important at that time, right? So that way, if you decide, no, this is very important, once in a lifetime opportunity, he's getting some award, or it's a very important game that I definitely need to be there, that is a crystal ball. Drop everything. Do not let this crystal ball go because it is going to break. So ऐसे करके moms बहुत अपने आप को juggle कर सकती है.
I think her video is frozen. Video has got frozen. Okay. So in the meanwhile, she comes back. We had a question for Medha, and people wanted to understand that आप एक बहुत ही अलग से फील्ड में अभी you have been pursuing your work in a very different field of primary education. So how do you see this edutech thing going ahead? Maybe the 5 to 10 years perspective.
Oh, that's This is essentially a pitch question for me. So the idea for us is to reach every child in India. Like 5 years down the line, sorry, just a second, sorry. So 5 years down the line, we want to hit around, say 1 crore children. That's the agenda. And how do I scale my product in a way that it's not just like super high quality, but it's also something that, so it's aspirational, at the same time, it's within everybody's affordability, their range. So yeah, so long and short, that's the answer. So we don't see an end date to this product, because there's always going to be a need, there are always going to be children, but the idea is scale. How do I make sure that every average child in an affordable private school or a government school has access to the best in class edtech solutions within their budget?
Yeah, thank you. Nikita, आपके लिए एक क्वेश्चन था कि how difficult it is, because आप manufacturing में है, as we understand, so how difficult it is to start up a manufacturing, and that to an OEM company that you have started up. How difficult it is, maybe with respect to the policy framework, or what are the other challenges that you face?
So market is quite big, because with the speed the mobiles are adopted, mobile accessories is 4 times to that. Difficult in setting up a manufacturing firm is only because if it is a capital intensive business, it needs inventory, it needs manpower. But I would say that I had spent 3 years into trading. So we were trading a lot of goods already from China as finished good. And as and when custom duties were made, harder for us to operate, then we start thinking about solutions to it. So, so basically, first you start assemble to India, then you do make in India. So that is how we have graduated to 2 factories. One where assembly happens, which was first step. Then second, making in India, where molding machines have been brought, where SMT lines have been brought. So it is difficult in the start, but I will say there are huge support in terms of in Maharashtra, in Gujarat, a lot of policy changes have happened, and there are good investors to back you up.
Okay, yeah. This is for Namita madam. Ashok Gupta ji is saying he is proud of you, and one day he also wishes to come back to India just like you have done.
I mean, if you make your mind, set your mind to it, it's not difficult. India's changed quite a lot, lots of opportunities here as well. So yes, it's not difficult.
We have Prakash Bhalerao sir also, who is attending today's episode. So I'd just like to, I'll just check if he is still online. I think no. Okay. We have Aditi Khare, madam. She is from 2004. She is joining from Singapore. So Singapore is what, 2.5 hours ahead of our time. So we have the whole range of time divides right now in our episode. She had said that आप लोगों ने जो बात कही थी, there is a active WhatsApp group, which is women specific WhatsApp group, if I understand correctly, and that has GSITS industry WhatsApp group. So there are people with common interests in mentoring, enterprise investment, etc. So maybe Aditi madam can give more information on this in the chat, and the interested people can join. She's joining from Singapore. I would like to add over here. Vinay Sharma ji is asking a question. The brain drain is continuing even though a lot of people have come back, but still the trend continues. How and when can this reverse in the trend can be, how this trend can be reversed? That is what he's asking. So how this brain drain and the entire trend of brain drain can be reversed? I don't know who would like to take this question. I'm not sure. Maybe a raise of hands. No one. Mushk ji will take. Yes.
So brain drain, actually what we have to understand is the population of India and the struggle that our brain has to go through in India. And it is not easy. This solution is going to be very, very difficult. But I do see that we have hopes. The reason is this, because in US nowadays, the culture and the atmosphere is changing, right? So immigration थोड़ा difficult हो गया है. थोड़ा सा पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो चेंज हुआ है, राइट? तो वो सब की वजह से भी आई होप के अपना इंडियन टैलेंट वहां पे ही सेटल होके कुछ करने की कोशिश करें. एंड एट द सेम टाइम, लाइक सो मेनी अदर वुमेन ऑन दिस पैनल आर ट्राइंग टू डू देयर ओन बिजनेसेस, राइट? तो एक दूसरा वो स्टार्ट हुआ है वहां पे शार्क टैंक, इंडियन शार्क टैंक. आई थिंक ये सब जो आएगा ना, तो इसकी वजह से, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे जो ब्रेन है, it's like uncomparable to US. That's why आप लोग देखोगे यहाँ पे भी, जैसे जितने भी इंडियन किड्स होते हैं, एशियन किड्स होते हैं, they automatically are different, right? You know, you always have that upper hand from like पढ़ाई के हिसाब से देख लो, या अदर टैलेंट देख लो, या कल्चर देख लो, वो हमारे डीएनए में है. तो इंडिया के अंदर लाने के लिए आई डोंट थिंक सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इजी, बट एट द सेम टाइम आई डोंट थिंक सो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट एज वेल. वहां पे थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल थोड़ा कम हो जाए बच्चों का, क्योंकि पढ़ाई के अंदर इतना ये लोग रहते हैं 12 साल तक के, our kids just slog, like they don't do anything. So when they slog and they don't get what they are deserving, then automatically they come out. We have to stop that somehow. But yeah, very, very interesting question. I think about it, and not an easy answer.
Yeah. Saroj madam, I would like to ask this question to you. आपके पास जब हम पढ़ रहे थे आपके बारे में, एक नहीं दो नहीं, you have 30 patents that you have got registered in your name. That is, I mean, incredible. 30 having 30 patents in your name, that is just I have no words to tell you that how incredible that we feel it is. So why do you think an overall research approach is still missing here in our colleges? Why this trend has not caught up in India, or has it caught up? Maybe I am not aware, but your thoughts on this original research still being missing in our education?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think, we talk about all this slogging, like Mushk said, the kids really slog along for 12 years to go through high school, get good grades, get through, all these coaching classes, and there's a lot of memorization going on, and without really actually learning the basics. And I think to do any kind of original thinking and research, you have to have that independent learning, some basic knowledge of things, really, really fundamental knowledge of, I say science, but just the things around you. And we somehow lack that. And we emphasize too much on grades, memorization and grades. And so we're creating, it kind of goes back to the British rule, I think, when they were creating people who would follow orders. The whole purpose of Indian education in their mind at that time was, create this bunch of clergy things. And we need to get out of that. And I think that, like the institutions like IITs and so on, they do it, but it's still kind of too late. And the other thing is, there is no very, very little hands-on experience in India. Like all this science stuff and everything is just books. But unless you go out and build things, and break things and just learn how things are put together, you just don't have that confidence to do the original thinking. So a lot of it, I think, is just fundamental educational opportunities. And I would say that's the thing. It's just encourage kids to learn to be more independent thinkers. Like I have I think similar thing happens in China too. And when I discuss this issue with our Chinese friends, their thing is, culturally, you are taught to respect, you're taught to obey, rather than question. And in US, I think the difference is, maybe it's on the other extreme, but the question is there has to be balance. But the US, at least, the thinking is the original thinking, the question everything. And when you learn, you grow up questioning everything, I think you do find, good solutions. So yeah, I think that has to be a change in the fundamental education in India, I think.
Yeah, true. Maybe the new national education policy is in the right direction. We will see the results in the coming years. That's what we hope. What we will do is, we would like to hear from our director and patron of this alumni association, Professor R.K. Saxena sir. सर के बहुत सारे विचार हैं, जैसा आपने मेंटरशिप के बारे में बोला था, कई लोगों ने बात उठाई थी. सो मेंटरशिप पे एक्टिवली काफी काम हो रहा है अभी भी कॉलेज में. एंड अबाउट इंक्यूबेशन, व्हाट निकिता एंड आई थिंक मेधा हैड पॉइंटेड आउट, सो देयर इज अ Center for Incubation, Design and Innovation, CIDI. That is the work, I would say, solely that has been possible because of director sir. तो इन दो बातों पे और भी बाकी चीजों पे डायरेक्टर सर आपके विचार और मार्गदर्शन हम लेना चाहेंगे.
Yes, I am audible.
Yes sir, yes.
Thank you आशुतोष. मैं एक्चुअल में एक मैरिज में हूँ.
जी सर.
इसके पहले प्रोग्राम पे था, मैं मोबाइल से कनेक्टेड हूँ.
यस सर.
तारे मैडम के बेटे की मैरिज है.
अच्छा.
जी होटल में, तो वहीं पर मैं हूँ, तो मैं कॉर्नर में आ गया हूँ.
ओके सर.
सबसे पहले तो आई विल थैंक ऑल 5 हमारी नारी शक्ति जो हमारे संस्थान की है, जो आज पूरे विश्व में बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं. उनको मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा. थैंक्स. दे हैव एक्सपीरियंस, उन्होंने शेयर किया, जो अपने एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर किया है हमारे एलुमनी के साथ में और हम सबके साथ में. इट वाज रियली वेरी गुड एंड वेरी गुड जर्नी यू ऑल हैव एक्सप्लेन टू अस. खासकर हमारी मैडम मेरे ख्याल से 75 बैच की होंगी हमारी. पाठक मैडम 75 ईयर की होगी. सॉरी, 75 पहुंच रही होंगी. मैं उनका ईयर ऑफ डिग्री और अपने 84 बैच से मिला रहा था कि 15 साल बड़ी है मैडम. सो थैंक यू मैडम, सभी को मेरा धन्यवाद. सेकंड थिंग, मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगा कि इंस्टीट्यूट इज सेलिब्रेटिंग इट्स 70th ईयर दिस ईयर. 70वां साल मना रहा है. सो वी हैव एंटर्ड इन प्लेटिनम डायमंड के फ्रेम में आ चुके हैं हम. 70 से 75वें साल में हम डायमंड बनाएंगे. सो आई रिक्वेस्टेड ऑल द एलुमनी टू कम टू द इंस्टीट्यूट एटलीस्ट. कभी भी आए, वो अपने बैच का कोई भी एक डेट ले लें, पूरे साल में कभी भी आए, एंड दे शुड विजिट द इंस्टीट्यूट. दे शुड उनको हमारे फैकल्टी से बात करिए, स्टूडेंट से बात करिए, सजेस्ट अस. आपने पूरी दुनिया देखी है, तो हाउ टू टेक दिस इंस्टीट्यूट टू ए ग्रेटर हाइट. हम लोग हमारे संस्थान के सभी शिक्षक और सभी लोग वी आर डूइंग वेल. इन इंडिया देयर इज ए NIRF, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क. NIRF बोलते हैं, जिसमें हम अंडर 200 है. अंडर 200 आना बहुत बड़ी बात होती है देश में. तो विथ IIT एंड IIMs उनके साथ में है, उसमें भी है. इंक्यूबेशन में काफी काम हो रहा है. स्टार्टअप में बहुत काम हुआ है. लेबोरेटरीज आर वेल डेवलप्ड. लेटेस्ट लेबोरेटरीज हो गई है वर्ल्ड बैंक फंडिंग से. और कैंपस इज टोटल ग्रीन एंड क्लीन एंड रिसाइकल्ड, अवार्डेड बाय नगर निगम एंड एवरीबडी. So lot of work is going on in academic field and non-academic field also. This year we have filed 15 patent. 15 पेटेंट हमने इस पिछले 1 साल में फाइल किए हैं in various branches. और स्टार्टअप अभी 20 स्टार्टअप are running in the institutes from various branches with CIDI. So lot of things are going on. एक मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम हमने चालू इस साल हमने सजेस्ट किया है. I want that every student have at least one alumni mentor. उसके फील्ड का है, वो क्या करना चाहता है। हम स्टूडेंट्स का प्रोफाइल निकाल रहे हैं कि वो क्या बनना चाहता है, लड़का लड़की, उसका एक हम मेंटर बनाना चाहेंगे जो कि उसको पूरा 4 साल मेंटर करेगा। मतलब आपको हम एक स्टूडेंट्स देंगे जो 4 साल आपके साथ रहेगा, और उसका एक टीचर मेंटर तो होता ही है, बट टीचर्स में एक टीचर के पास 20 से 25 बच्चे होते हैं, तो उतनी अच्छी मेंटरशिप नहीं कर पाता। लेकिन जब 1-to-1 मेंटरशिप होगी उसकी आप सबके द्वारा, तो दैट विल बी ग्रेट अचीवमेंट फॉर GSITS फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स। तो मेंटरशिप में मैं चाहूंगा अभी हम आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करके पूछेंगे कौन कौन मेंटर बनना चाहता है, तो मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम में हम देंगे। और भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो आप लोग हमें बताइए संस्थान के लिए क्या करना है। सो वेरी गुड प्रोग्राम, टुडेज वेरी गुड प्रोग्राम, बहुत अच्छा हुआ, और आप सभी का कॉम्बिनेशन बहुत अच्छा था, अलग अलग ब्रांच का और सभी का। मैं थैंक यू बोलूंगा हमारे एलुमनी एसोसिएशन, खासकर आशुतोष जी, बिल्कुल प्रोग्राम टाइम पे आ जाता है, और मैं भी कोशिश करता हूँ कि मैं कटू नहीं, इस प्रोग्राम से जुड़ता रहूं। तो थैंक्स टू ऑल, विल सी। बट मैं चाहूंगा आप सभी 5 विजिट जरूर करें, संस्थान का जरूर विजिट करें। और चैप्टर की जो बात हो रही थी, हमको ज्यादा से ज्यादा इंडिया के हर स्टेट की बड़ी सिटी में और वर्ल्ड के हर कंट्री में चैप्टर्स इस साल कम से कम 70वें साल में हम खूब सारे चैप्टर्स खोल लें और हमारे 100% स्टूडेंट्स की मेंटरशिप हो जाए। दैट विल बी वेरी ग्रेट अचीवमेंट फ्रॉम माय साइड एंड फ्रॉम आवर एलुमनी एसोसिएशन साइड। थैंक यू टू ऑल, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर। एक बात आपके बारे में जरूर मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि आप कहीं पे भी हो, आपने आपने भोपाल से एपिसोड्स अटेंड किए हैं, आपने गाड़ियों में बैठे बैठे एपिसोड अटेंड किए हैं, आपने मीटिंग्स से एपिसोड अटेंड किए हैं, तो आपका उत्साह और मार्गदर्शन वाकई काबिले तारीफ है, और आपका हमेशा प्रोत्साहन हमको मिलता रहे, यही हम आशा करते हैं आपसे। तो थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
या सो टुडे, आज का हमारा ये जो एपिसोड था हमारे 5 वुमेन एलुमनाई के साथ, ये सिर्फ एक ट्रेलर था, क्योंकि उनका their life journey is so big, their experiences are so great that a 1 hour episode cannot do justice. So this program, today's program, was just to reconnect with all of you, and I'm sure we can take this connection, we will take this connection ahead in the days and years to come. So moving towards the end, I would ask the newly elected secretary of our association, Dr. Girish Gupta sir, to summarize this program and to share his thoughts. I'll just unmute both your accounts, sir. Just a minute.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes. But there is an echo.
Okay. Just a second.
Huh.
Now is it fine?
Yes, sir. Please.
Chaliye. I thank each and every participants, and especially all the speakers, especially Saroj Pathak madam from 1969 batch to then Namita from 1989. I think Mushk Mundiwala from 1993, and Namita, I think was Nikita from 2009, and Medha from 2010. A very wide range of our speakers. They have contributed a lot today. They have given entire journey, whatever they have traveled from their struggle to their success. Besides that, they have spoken about their hobbies, their passion, and the most interesting thing was their love for college. They want to do something for college regarding mentorship and all. And a special thanks to our president Sandeep Kansal and our director Dr. Rakesh Saxena, and our all the team members who are present here. And special thanks to Ashu for organizing such a wonderful event. And I request each and everyone, whoever is not a member of our association, somebody has pointed out that they are not receiving their email, so they can just go on our website and they can find on our website there is a link where they can register themselves, and then they will start getting mails. If at all they are not registered, they can check first themselves and then they can register. And we would definitely like more and more participation from all of you. And I wish each and every one of you a very happy Women's Day. After, of course, it was on 8th March, but still it is, and we are in March only. So I would like to thank each and everyone for giving your special time to association, and we would like to keep connected with you and take your help, mentorship, and knowledge sharing, whatever ways you can help in the association. So that would be a great gesture from all of you. Thank you each and everyone for taking such an interest and participating for this event. Thank you. Thank you, Ashu. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. 18th 19th सेंचुरी में ब्रिटिश एम्पायर के बारे में ऐसा कहा जाता था कि द सन नेवर सेट्स ऑन द इन द ब्रिटिश एम्पायर, क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड से लेके अमेरिका कनाडा तक ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियां हुआ करती थी। आज तो वैसा नहीं रहा, पर आज हम ये कह सकते हैं कि GSITS के एलुमनाई आज सिंगापुर से लेके वेस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ USA तक आज सारे लोग इस एपिसोड में हैं। सो द सन shall never set on the GSITS flag, and may the flag reach newer heights. आज आप सब लोगों के साथ कनेक्ट करके बहुत अच्छा लगा. We will try to take this connection even further. Alumni, students, and college. This is the triangle where we want. This is the triangle. This is the golden triangle, and more the connect, more it would be good for all the three entities. आप सब लोग आए, आपने आपका बिजी स्केड्यूल में से टाइम निकाला, दैट टू ऑन अ वीकेंड. सो और कुछ लोगों ने ये आशंका भी जाहिर की थी कि IPL भी आज से शुरू हो रहा है, तो लोग आएंगे कि नहीं आएंगे. तो आप लोगों को सुनने के लिए सब लोगों ने सब कुछ चीजें छोड़ी. सब लोगों ने ग्रेट नंबर्स में अटेंड किया आज का प्रोग्राम. सो थैंक यू. And thank you all our esteemed panelists for joining us today. We shall keep in touch. And in the month of April, we will be back with a new program, with a new alumni, where we will like to hear their journey. And that's all we have for today. Have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.